good to see you.
Always.
I want to ask first, what did you do to Guillermo? What happened exactly?
Well, he came in my dressing room like he normally does. He sampled a few things that I had in there, a couple of vegetables and, plants that I had laying around.
Well, I will tell you, we have never been in more danger than we are right now. I never imagined you recording a gospel album. Is that something that, was that your idea in the first place? It was, yeah.
Well, my whole life I was, raised up in church. I was brought up in the church, and the world that we live in there right now with all this negativity and this violence, I just wanted to make something to represent peace, love, and happiness, and to use my platform.
And I will tell you something. It's a really good album, and it's very enjoyable to listen to. In that same way, when you walk into a church or a place where they have gospel music, you don't even have to know the songs. You instantly like it. Were you in the choir when you were a kid at church?
Well, I did sing in the choir a few songs. My mother used to make me lead, even though I didn't like to. But at my church, we had certain things that we would do that were like plays, where we would reenact certain African-American historians like George Washington Carver, Frederick Douglass, and they would teach us how to act and sing and perform in our church. So it was like a little school for talent for us in church to learn about God and to learn how to be, performers at the same time.
Did you play George Washington Carver?
Yeah, he was the one.
And then did Peanuts lead you to Snoop Dogg and Snoopy? Is there a connection there?
You know what, Jimmy? You may have found a connection to me and Charlie.
Interesting. I was listening to the album today, and you were talking about, the devil, the devil will show up, but we're continuing to do God's work. Do you believe in the devil?
Definitely.
What do you think the devil is like?
President.
And do you have, maybe you don't even have, but you have a vision of heaven, of what heaven may be like?
Oh, wow, I think heaven is a beautiful place. I think it's happiness. I think it's no diseases, no violence, just forever life and just everybody loving each other and, trying to get to the next day. That's my vision of heaven.
Do you think they have pot in heaven?
I know they do.
Seth Rogen was here last week, and we were talking about the Mount Rushmore of pot smokers, and of course you are on that Mount Rushmore. And I think that Seth is on that Mount Rushmore. Who would you put on that Mount Rushmore?
I would put Bob Marley.
Bob Marley. Oh, I forgot. How could I forget Bob Marley? Now Seth has been kicked off the Mount Rushmore. Bob Marley's in there.
Cheech and Chong.
Cheech and Chong. I feel like they've strayed from the mountain.
But they the first faces on the mountain, though. You can't.
Oh yeah.
They the ones who showed us what a mountain was.
You're right. Willie Nelson has to be on the mountain.
Willie P. Nelson is definitely on there. And by the way, Willie Nelson is the only person who's ever outsmoked Snoop Dogg.
I believe that.
I had to hit the timeout button. Timeout.
Had you ever hit that button before?
Never.
Never hit that button?
Never.
Wow, that is something else.